In my last video, I talked about moving from the US to Bali and starting over at age 40. And now I'm in this place where I've been here for 2 years and worked on myself a lot to let go of all the baggage that I was carrying with me, metaphorically, emotional baggage, not literal baggage. I actually just came here with a backpack. And that emotional baggage had a lot to do with what I was pursuing for so long in the US and what I thought I needed to do to be successful and earn other people's love, basically. The way that I felt I needed to be accepted, be valued, and be loved was to succeed in a certain way, career-wise, make a certain amount of money, get married, have kids, all that good stuff. And so as I've been letting go of a lot of that, and specifically that in order to impress or earn love from other people. In other words, it's not necessarily about making money in itself or pursuing, succeeding in a career in a certain way or getting married and have kids. All that stuff is great. I still want to do all that. It's just about the piece of doing it for other people, doing it to impress other people, and doing it because I think that I needed to do it in order for other people to love me, which is actually how a lot of people are operating subconsciously. In other words, you may not realize that's what's going on, but really that's what's driving you, you're trying to get love from other people by pursuing career success and even get in good shape and look good and all that. That a lot of it's driven by wanting to earn other people's love, which is instinctual because we need to be part of a tribe to survive. Evolution made us want other people to love us so that we're accepted as part of the tribe and we can survive, because we can't survive out alone in the wilderness until recently in human history. So that all is baked in and that's all good. But I've really been trying to let go of a lot of that in order to connect with what's really going to be a fulfilling life for me. What's a life that I'm really going to enjoy overall? It's not about being in bliss 24/7, right? And that's unrealistic unless you're on drugs all day. And that, obviously, that ride runs out eventually. So question of how to come up with a fulfilling life for myself. And recently I was looking at this Japanese concept called Ikigai. And full disclosure, I'm looking at it through an American on Twitter, their presentation of it. Excuse me if this is actually not the Japanese concept of Ikigai. Maybe he's just calling, that's his interpretation of it. It's some bastardized version of it. I don't know. But either way, the version that I got was a Venn diagram that was what you're good at, what you love, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. What you love, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. Now, I think that a lot of people are operating, as I was for a long time, a lot of people are operating in a lot of people are operating in what I'm good at and what I can get paid for. That's how most people get a job and do their careers or even start businesses, their own businesses, is what I can get paid for and what I'm good at. And that's where most people are operating at. And that is all good for making money. And that maybe is enough for a lot of people. I don't know. But when you're not doing something you love and you're not doing something the world needs, there's a missing component there. And I think you can feel that. And I think that if you've met a lot of people that have gotten rich just doing what they're good at and what they can get paid for, which I have met a lot of those people, they're actually not particularly happy. You hear that thing about rich people being unhappy, and it's not about the money specifically. It's about they're just operating in this world, this area of what the world needs and what I can get paid for. What I'm good at and what I can get paid for. Yeah, what I'm good at, what I can get paid for, that's where they are. And then you bring in the love piece and it gets better, right? So there's lucky people who are getting paid to do what they love. But if it's missing what the world needs, I think that's actually going to be hard for people to really convince themselves it's all good and it's okay and there's an emptiness there. So, for example, let's say somebody is some kind of a executive at a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Coca-Cola, Pepsi, company like that, fast food, soda. Maybe they're good at it. Maybe they are good at it. They're doing what they're good at. It's what they can get paid for. They're getting paid a good salary. We're talking about like executives, not the people working at the actual McDonald's, but the corporate executives. So they're getting paid. It's what the world will pay for. They're good at it. And let's say they love it too. Let's say they love marketing or whatever they're doing, but they're missing what the world needs, right? The world doesn't need more poison. McDonald's, Burger King, Pepsi, Coke, they're all selling poison, right? They're all tricking people into consuming poison through good marketing plus good chemicals in the food and drink that makes it taste really good. So they're poisoning the world. And so they're not doing what the world needs. And I would venture to guess that a lot of them are missing something in their life. They feel like they're missing something. There's an emptiness there that they try to numb like everybody else that's unhappy. Try to numb with work, right? A lot of people numb with work. Then you have alcohol, drugs, fast food, and soda. It's a way that people numb. And porn, social media, etc., right? Point being is, I'm now, okay, how can I do all of those? And how can you do all of those? How can you do something that the world needs, that you love, that you're good at, and that you can get paid for? Because some people rebel against the whole capitalist, corporate experience or life, and they go to what the world needs. They try to do volunteer work or charity and maybe what they love too. Those combine and they're just on that side, which is good, but they're not getting paid or not getting paid much. And then they're struggling as a result of that. And then, so you have the struggling artist is another one that would be in what you love and maybe what you're good at too, but not getting paid for it. And I think I was in that for a while. I still am really in the what you love and what you're good at. Because I wasn't getting paid. There's a lot of periods in my life where I was writing scripts or that kind of thing and wasn't getting paid for it. So I was doing what I love and I was good at it, but I wasn't getting paid for it. And so we want to include that piece, right? Right now we're not talking about just like sort of charity work or being a saint, because it's going to be tough for a lot of people to sustain that, including me. I got to make money too. Right now, what I'm looking at is, okay, what am I good at? Storytelling is a big one for me. I've spent my whole adult life developing my storytelling skills, primarily as a screenwriter when I was in Los Angeles in the film industry. And so I've been developing those skills. So that's one big one, right? And then, okay, there are different ways I can get paid for that, different ways that I love it. And then what does the world need? In terms of getting paid, probably the best way to get paid that I can see in terms of storytelling is some kind of marketing or brand storytelling. Because every project needs marketing and brand storytelling. And they need it to make money, and so they'll pay money for it. So in terms of just what am I good at and what can I get paid for, I think that would be like the target, would be marketing, brand storytelling. Now, do I love it and does the world need it? In the case of does the world need it, well, then I'm then looking at what do the companies do? Like I said, the world doesn't need more Coke, Pepsi, soda, fast food. That's all poison. The world doesn't need something like that. And there's other big, I would say, or types of corporations that are just about making money and they don't care about destroying people or the environment, or usually a combination of both. So in other words, okay, but I could be selective. Let's say I could be selective about and do marketing and brand storytelling for companies that I think are doing something the world needs and not just destroying it. But then, do I love it? And that's where I run into trouble. And I think a lot of people run into trouble, and I don't actually have the answer to this because I'm like still trying to figure this out, is how much do you need to love it? How much do you need to love what you're doing to make money? And I think that has maybe been a block for me in a sense, where I'm like, I just want to do the thing that I really love, which is tell fictional stories. I was writing scripts and I directed one movie that came out on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, if you want to check it out. Shameless plug. But what was I saying? Oh, okay, but just doing that I love and not making much money from it because I'm only want to do what I love. Has that kept me from not just making more money, but finding something that is somewhat enjoyable, but maybe not like my favorite thing in the world? And I think that's something that I'm considering now, being 42 and being in the starting over space where I don't really have a career speak of and not a lot of money. So I'm questioning that. Does it have to be something I love, or maybe just something that is not all? Maybe there's a way to find, to do something and then find a way to love it. In other words, find a way to do, say, marketing and brand storytelling in a way that I love. So that's what I'm considering right now. I have not figured this out. I've not figured out my Ikigai. And another thing is that I've started to do AI with AI, right? I've started to make AI generated videos, and that perhaps opens up another avenue for me. It does open up another avenue. The question is, where does that avenue go? Hard to say at this point. It's so new, but I've already got a couple clients. I'm making AI generated videos for them. So that is a positive sign. And so maybe there is something, and now I can create a lot more kinds of content for a low budget, meaning there's more clients that I can get. I don't necessarily need a huge client that's going to pay a lot of money for, right, video content in order to make something really cool, in order to make a lot of money. So now there's perhaps AI, I can make stuff and there can be a higher profit margin for me. And also I can do it for more clients because the costs are cheaper overall. So that's something that I'm like circling right now as a good possibility. And like I said, I'm already doing it. I have a couple clients. And again, not huge clients and not a ton of money, but it's a start. And that's okay. Taking my storytelling and that could check all the boxes, and who knows where that goes and where it could scale. So I'd say that's a big one that I'm circling right now, and that's what I'm looking at. And then of course, I want to continue, like I said, about marketing and brand storytelling, which can include AI generated videos, can include content, but there's also the bigger marketing, brand messaging, brand storytelling, that kind of thing, which I am good at. Like when I have tried to do it, or I've talked to people in that world and I pitched the way I would do it, I'd say the feedback has shown me that I could do that. Again, how to actually get clients and build a somewhat lucrative career doing it, that I'm not sure about. But in terms of the actual skill set, I'm good at it. I can say that. That's something I think I still want to keep on the table and explore. But like I said, I'm not sure about, can I find a way that I love it, or at least not hate it? And can I do it in a way that the world needs, right? And not be the corporate sellout. Not corporate. Corporate's fine. It's doing it for a company that is not doing something it needs, right? That's hurting the world, which a lot of companies are. And I'm not a huge environment warrior or anything, but clearly some companies are destroying the earth and destroying people on the earth. All fast food, all soda, a lot of other types of companies are not good for humanity. I mean, if you're looking at something like what Walmart does and how they destroy communities and take away all the local business, how they destroy all the local businesses with really underhanded tactics. Look into that. It's not just like they come in and open a store and people come to see them. They take active steps to eliminate business around them. They're ruthless. Excuse my little soapbox rant there. Not really what the point of this video is. Point is, I'm trying to figure out my Ikigai, what I can do that I can get paid for, that I love, that I'm good at and the world needs. And I want to keep it taking you along with that journey, and hopefully you come along with me and you're doing it also. You're figuring out your Ikigai, whether you're starting over like me after 40, or you're just your life isn't maybe what you want it to be. Could do this with me. Start working on your Ikigai and figure it out with me. And let's see where we go. All right, thanks for watching. Tune back in, making these videos every day.